What's up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you my UFC 175 recap and results, full event coverage. If you guys want to know my full fight analysis for Chris Weidman versus Lyoto Machida and Ronda Rousey versus Alexis Davis, description box down below with my full fight analysis there. Anyways, guys, let's get started talking about the full event of UFC 175. A quick note, originally on this card, Stefan Struve was supposed to face off against Matt Mitrione, but Stefan Struve apparently blacked out backstage during the first fight of the night, and it was kind of a concern. People were saying he was being sent to the hospital. Turns out he was just fine. He was in street clothes. Matt Mitrione understood, so one fight had to be taken off of the main card. Notable prelim wins: Uriah Faber defeated Alexis Caceres in the third round via submission, so it was a big win for Uriah Faber, against Alexis Caceres, keeping up his win streak against people who are not in the title scene pretty much. But let's get started with this one, as we got a bantamweight bout between Russell Doane and Marcus Brimage. I didn't really find this fight all too entertaining. It was an okay bantamweight bout, maybe because I just didn't care about the two guys fighting in this particular situation, but it was an okay bantamweight bout, and if you enjoyed the fast bantamweight action, it was good. I guess it would be good for you. Russell Doane won by split decision, which kind of surprised me because I felt Doane really won this fight unanimously. I didn't understand the split decision whatsoever, but I guess you can make an excuse for Marcus Brimage, but I did not see the split decision here whatsoever. I thought Russell Doane won this fight unanimously. Next up, we got a middleweight fight between Uriah Hall and Thiago Santos. Mixed on this fight too. I could see where some people found it to be a fun, entertaining fight, especially with Uriah Hall throwing all these crazy-ass kicks in the air and whatnot. But it just wasn't for me. And Thiago Santos, he looked pretty solid in this fight. I really liked his leg kicks, overall in this fight. But Uriah Hall did enough to pick up the victory here. I don't know what's necessarily next for Uriah Hall. First, he has to check out his toe because his toe got freaking injured. It got messed up. So he better go check out that toe and make sure that there's no serious injury into that broken toe. But he managed to fight strong out that broken toe, got the unanimous decision victory. As far as what's next for Uriah Hall, I don't know what you can give this guy, because this fight against Thiago Santos, it didn't necessarily blow me away to the point where I'm saying, all right, Uriah Hall, he deserves someone higher upshalon in the middleweight division. I mean, we can't keep feeding him bottom feeders in the middleweight division. I understand that this kid was awesome on The Ultimate Fighter, huge for Team Sonnen, huge for the ratings, had one of the best knockouts in Ultimate Fighter history, but we can't feed him bottom feeders all the time, UFC. Give him a real competitor, but I don't know if he's ready to face someone that's a real competitor in the middleweight division, as I stated earlier. So we will have to wait and see what's next for Uriah Hall, but he picks up a good decision victory. Nothing that really impressed me. It did impress me, though, that he was still throwing kicks on that broken toe. That was impressive. Women's bantamweight bout, Ronda Rousey versus Alexis Davis. Once again, Rousey destroys her opponent, and it's just a question of who can stop this woman. Who can stop Ronda Rousey? Will Cyborg Santos make the cut to 135 and come to the UFC and stop arguing, with the UFC and make her way down there? Is Gina Carano considered a threat? Is Cat Zagano really a threat to Ronda Rousey? I think Cat Zagano is, but many out there probably won't be thinking that. But who can stop this woman? She is just way too dominant right now. Here, Alexis Davis tries to, punch with her in the beginning, and Ronda Rousey just dominates the fight, wins in 13 seconds, and retains her UFC bantamweight title. I really want to know who's going to stop this woman right here. As for Rousey, is she going to fight again later this year? Probably. I think the UFC will make her fight again, maybe try to make her fight November or December. I mean, she didn't suffer much damage going in, and with the Expendables 3 coming out soon, maybe they want to try to tie that into their market promotion. I mean, she is the biggest star in the UFC today, let's face it. So maybe they will want her to fight again just by the end of the year. I mean, she didn't suffer much damage, so I don't see what else you could do with her. But if you want my full fight analysis, description box down below for the full fight, move by move and everything. Middleweight title fight between Chris Weidman and Lyoto Machida. Boy, what a fight this was. This was definitely the fight of the night. Definitely an enjoyable fight. Title fights in the UFC have just been really good, minus the John Dodson fight that we got last pay-per-view. But this title fight was really, really good. Weidman really showed a lot of grit and toughness here in his first title, second title defense. His first title defense not against Anderson Silva, but someone not against Anderson Silva. And I feel Chris Weidman has probably earned a lot of respect from a lot of Weidman doubters. I think there was a lot of people who were still doubting Weidman, and I will admit, I was one of the people who was doubting Weidman heading into this fight. I viewed this fight way too similar to the Rashad Evans situation when Rashad faced off against Lyoto Machida, but Chris Weidman was a tough bastard in this fight. In the fourth and fifth rounds, when it looked like, Weidman could have just packed it in and not tried as hard, and when Machida was going hard on Weidman, Weidman answered back. He did enough to win this fight, and to me personally, did a great job showing toughness and grit and earned my respect as a champion. I'm not the biggest Weidman fan in the world, and I don't think I ever will be, but Chris Weidman did a great job in this fight, walked out as middleweight champion. Great fight between Lyoto Machida, especially the fourth and fifth rounds. Those were definitely the highlight rounds. I think the first three rounds were kind of lackluster, lackadaisical, but those fourth and fifth rounds, seeing Machida attacking Weidman really, really hard and seeing Weidman having to defend the onslaught that was from Lyoto Machida was very entertaining, and just showing the grit and toughness and how much being a UFC middleweight champion means towards Chris Weidman. But overall, if you want my full fight analysis, like I said, description box down below. But I did like Chris Weidman's grit and tough. Obviously, we all know what's next for Weidman. He's probably going to face Vitor Belfort. We don't know if that's going to be December. We don't know if that's going to be in February. We don't know when that fight is going to be taking place. But we all know that that's his next destined opponent unless things change otherwise. But thank you guys very much if you watched this video. What did you think of UFC 175? I thought it was an okay show, not one of their better pay-per-views, definitely not their best 4th of July show. It was an okay show. I wouldn't say this was one of their greatest events. Ronda Rousey delivered the goods for sure, and Chris Weidman versus Lyoto Machida definitely delivered as a main event. Just the first two fights and okay fights, nothing really to write home about, but definitely check out the Chris Weidman versus Lyoto Machida fight if you can find it somewhere. Definitely worth the money here. So you know what, UFC 175, good pay-per-view for them, not an excellent one. Comment down below your thoughts on UFC 175. If you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Check out my fight analysis that I did in the description box down below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!